Hi guys, our today's topic is chromosome structure or structure of chromosome. Now, this structure of chromosome is best visible during metaphase, as during metaphase these chromosomes are highly condensed. So, this structure is most visible during metaphase. Now, this chromosome structurally consists of 7 parts: centromere, chromatid, secondary constriction and satellite, telomere, chromomere, chromonema, and matrix. Now, we'll study these parts one by one. You see, this is first part of chromosome, and this part is centromere. Now, this centromere, it is a region where two daughter or sister chromatids, they join together, or the point of joining of two sister chromatids together is known as centromere. Now, see in this diagram, there are two chromatids. This is one light and this is one dark blue. Now, this one, it is one chromatid and this one is another chromatid. Now, both these sister chromatids, they are called sister chromatids because they are belongs to of one chromosome. So, they are called as sister chromatids. Now, these two sister chromatids, they join together at this point, and this point is known as centromere. Now, this centromere, it is also known as primary constriction, or it appears as constriction, and hence it is also known as primary constriction. Now, to this centromere, the spindle fibers attaches, and the centromere, it is made up of two disc-shaped bodies, and these two disc-shaped bodies are known as kinetochores. To these actual kinetochores, the spindle fibers are attached, and these spindle fibers are tied to the pole. Now, normally the chromosomes are monocentric. Monocentric means what? Mono means one, centric means centromere. It has only one centromere. See, this is clear structure. These two sister chromatids, they are joined together by means of a point, and this point is known as centromere. This centromere generally appears as a constriction, and it is called as primary constriction. Now see, this is second one, and this second one, it is known as chromatid. Second part is chromatid. Now, we all know in this chromosome there are two chromatids, and these two chromatids are known as sister chromatids. Now, these sister chromatids in metaphase, they appears to be longitudinally divided into two identical parts. See, this is first part and this is second part, and these identical two parts which join together at the point of centromere, they are called as chromatid. These chromatids of chromosome appears to be joined together at the point known as centromere. The two chromatids making a single chromosome, so they are called as sister chromatids. And the chromatids of two homologous chromosomes, see, there are two same chromosomes, and the same chromosomes are known as homologous chromosomes. So, in this homologous pair of chromosome, there are sister chromatids. The these two are sister chromatids of this chromosome, these two are sister chromatids of this chromosome. But if we consider this chromatid and this chromatid, then both these are now called as non-sister chromatids, because these chromatids, they belongs to two different chromosomes, and that's why they are known as non-sister chromatids. And the third part of chromosome is secondary constriction. Now, what are secondary constriction? We all know this centromere. Centromere is form a diffraction or constriction. So it is known as primary constriction. Now, besides this primary constriction, during whole structure of chromosome, there are another constrictions also, and these another constrictions are known as secondary constrictions. Now we'll give the names to the secondary constriction. Suppose this is first one, so we called it as secondary constriction 1, and this one is known as secondary constriction 2. Okay, now the constriction actual, it is a narrow region other than that of centromere, and such regions which are narrow than other part of chromosomes, they are known as secondary constrictions. Now the secondary chromosome having secondary constriction, they are known as satellite chromosome. They are known as satellite chromosome, or in short they are known as SAT chromosomes. They are known as SAT chromosome. SAT chromosome means the chromosome having satellite. Now see here, the chromosomes may possess one or two secondary constrictions, or it may possess secondary constriction in one or both the arms of it. The chromosomal end distal to the secondary constriction. See, this is secondary constriction, and the end which is distal to the secondary constriction, this end is known as satellite. This end is known as satellite, and the secondary constriction which is present near to the satellite or near the end known as satellite, this constriction is able to produce nucleolus, and that's why this secondary constriction which is present near the satellite is known as nucleolus organizer region. It is known as nucleolus organizer region. Why it is known as nucleolus organizer region? As this secondary constriction is able to produce nucleolus. That's why the name is given as nucleolus organizer region. The satellite chromosomes are often referred to as nucleolus organizer chromosomes. So this region is these chromosomes are also known as nucleolus organizer chromosome. Do you understand this part? Then next part, that is telomere. Telo, meaning of telo is tail. Mere means region. The region of tail or tail region, the region which is present at the end. The chromosome, see, this is chromosome, and this chromosome, see the structure of chromosome, it has the narrower region than normal chromosome, and these regions, they are known as constrictions. They are known as constrictions. Now see, the region at the end. These are two ends. This is first end, this is second end. And these two ends, they are known as telomere. They are known as telomere. Now, the telomere which is present at the distal end of this secondary constriction, the telomere which is present at distal end of secondary constriction, this region is known as satellite. We call this region as satellite. So this is satellite region. Actually, this satellite is also a part of telomere. Now, these telomeres, they are highly stable. They are highly stable. They never fuse or unite with telomeres of other chromosomes because of polarity effect. They are highly stable, but if broken, then they becomes unstable. If broken, they becomes unstable and they can join with a piece of any other chromosome. And that's why we see the hyperploidy. And in this case, whenever the telomere becomes unstable because of broken parts, then it attaches to chromosome, and without segregation, without separation, this part is segregated as it is. So the chromosomes attaching with each other, they get segregated, and that's why the hyperploidy condition was there. But the telomeres impart the stability. They gives stability to chromosome, which retains its identity and individuality through cell cycle for many cell generation. Okay, do you understand what are telomeres? Telomeres are nothing but the two ends of chromosomes. Now, next part. See, chromomere. Next part is chromomere. Now see here, some species like maize, rye, etc., the chromosomes in Pachytene stage of meiosis shows small bead-like structure. They shows small bead-like structure. Now see, we draw this bead-like structure in this chromosome. Now here there are two parallel structures. These two parallel structures, they run through one end to another end, and on this parallel structure there are beaded structure. It has beaded structure. On both sides there are beaded structure. Okay, it is continuous from this end to this end, and this beaded structure is known as chromomere. This beaded structure is known as chromomere. Okay, now this beaded structure, it is found, it is distinct during Pachytene stage. The distribution of chromomere in chromosome is highly characteristic and it is constant one. It is highly characteristic and it is constant one. The pattern of distribution being different from different chromosomes. Whenever we consider any chromosome, the pattern of distribution of this chromomere is different, but there are some bead-like structures known as chromomeres. They are clearly visible as dark staining bands in giant salivary gland chromosome. In giant salivary gland chromosome, as it is larger in size, in this chromosome they are easily available and they are easily seen as they are dark staining. Then next part is chromonema. Next part is chromonema. Now, A chromosome consists of two chromatids, and each chromatid consists of a thread-like coil structure, and this thread-like coil structure is known as chromonema. See the plural word chromonemata. This term chromonema was given by Wachowski in 1912. The chromonemata form the gene bearing portion of chromosome. Now see, in this structure of chromosome, these chromomeres, they are attached to the lines. These lines, they are running from one end to another end, and these lines, they are nothing but they are chromonema. They are known as chromonema. From each chromonema, a chromatid is formed. From chromonema, a chromatid is formed. And next, a last part, that is matrix. Now, the chromosome, it is covered by a non-genetic material known as pellicle. It is known as pellicle. Now, the part of chromosome which is present between pellicle and chromonema, it is known as matrix. This material or mass of achromatic material is known as matrix. It surrounds the chromonemata and it is covered by the pellicle. Both matrix and pellicles, they are non-genetic materials and they appear only at metaphase, when the nucleolus disappears. Whenever nucleolus disappears, at that time the matrix and pellicle, they appears. Okay, do you understand all part or all structure of chromosome? Okay.